What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Team Gradelock Unlocks the Week. I'm your host, AlphonZeus, and we're going to be talking about the latest Cardfight Vanguard episode, Ride 135, as well as, results from our local and any new Cardfight Vanguard or TCG news that we should talk about in this video. Now, let's get back into it. Ride 135, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the episode yet, I suggest you pause or close the video, go watch that episode, and then come back right here so we can discuss about it. And then, if you don't want to do that, I'll also post a link in the description down below so you can skip right to the local results. Now, Ride 135 has a different scene now. Now that, Ren has gone on his, unreversing spree and has been kicking ass as of late, which is amazing. I thought we would actually get into the, part where Aichi would face against a possible reverse Korin or Rekka. Now, that didn't turn out to be the case because now it's a completely different scene where we see Kenji coming back from SIT on a plane, and he's going into the airport to meet up with Guy and Yuri, the rest of the members of his team. And then all of a sudden, since they got stuck in traffic, and even though they see the airport like right there, I'm surprised they haven't been able to catch up, especially with Yuri. But during that time, while Kenji's waiting, he runs into Reversed Kai. And then we skip to pretty much the Grade 3 section where Nebula Dragon pretty much kicks Kenji's ass, and now he's reversed. It's kind of cool that they kind of skipped it just to the last part, so they know that all right, we're not gonna spend maybe an episode or two. It is kind of important, but not enough that we should focus in 2 episodes or 3 episodes on. So then Kenji gets reversed, and then a little while later we see Crystal, Lee, and Ali coming back from the airport as well, hoping to meet up with Kenji. And then we have this people 2 bodyguards, and this lady came up out of nowhere saying hey, Kenji wants to see you. And it's I'm thinking, are they working with the student council at Aichi's high school? Because if so, damn, these guys have some connections. And so they go into the room, they see reverse Kenji, and it's alright. And just like the reverse thing, are you strong? Of course, you have Chris Lowe and Kenji going at it, and then he kind of premieres some units from the the Dimensional Police trial deck. You have Die Driller, Die a Fighter, which is 10k vanilla. Die Driller is pretty much the grade 1 version of Die Lander, where you place on Vanguard Rearguard, kind of last one, give plus 4k to a Dimensional Robo unit, which is great because Dimensional Robo are going to need a little bit more support for that. And then when you have when it came time for Kenji to reveal the new reversed unit, Dark Dimensional Robo reversed Dayusha. Turns out it's a completely broken card that it takes aspect from Zeal, which apparently in the lore is pretty much Dimensional Robos and Zeal fighting at it. But then when it was reversed, reversed Dayusha uses the power of Zeal, and a lot better too, actually, because he's a base 11k, and then, Counterblast 1 lock 2 of your Dimensional Police units, and then you choose that Vanguard, and that Vanguard gets minus 10k. And what I liked about the episode is that they showed kind of the strategy behind it, because what he did, he locked both of his rear guards, and when you lock both of the rear guards in the boosting spot, you still have 3 attacks. However, since that Vanguard has minus 10k, whether it's an 11k Vanguard, 10k Vanguard, where they have 1k or even nothing after that limit break skill, you can still make the attacks, but they would have to drop at least 10k shield for that. And it's pretty good. And then when you get triggers on top of that, it's okay, you have to drop even more in order to kind of save that, which is great. And then also they premiered the new Break Ride unit for Great Nature, which would be the Extraordinary Dr. Noor. I think this unit actually looks pretty cool, although the Break Ride skill is somewhat a little bit lackluster in my opinion, because Great Nature units, you can't have that plus 4k, and you can use it twice up the turn, so you can make that really nice column. But then the Break Ride units, when you ride a Great Nature over it, you choose one of your rear guards, that unit gets plus 4k, and then you retire it at the end of turn. So right off the bat, you can automatically get plus 8k, and you can add that much. Because what I heard from some Great Nature players was that they had trouble trying to hit those magic numbers, even with Binoculars, Tiger, and Leopold. But it can be pretty silly sometimes. But at least the Break Ride, they have a Break Ride unit, and it's an 11k Vanguard, which is great in this meta. It's definitely recommended, definitely useful. And I'm glad that Great Nature's finally gets the support that it deserves. And unfortunately, now when they broke Leopold, Kenji activates it again, and boom, we have a 0k Vanguard, the first in the series. And it's really, really broken. I think that a lot of people are going to be hopping up about the Dark Dimensional Robo. I personally kind of like that, although that, I'd probably only tech in 1 or 2, and then kind of have the Great Dayusha cross ride. Although if it's not that well, I'm probably also gonna run the brake ride dimensional robo as well, just to see like the synergy, because they're all dimensional robos, which is great. And Goyush is gonna have a lot more, a lot better stability with that, because when you lose those like four the dimensional robo rear guards with reverse Dayusha, you at least make up for that, since like you can just put everybody in the rear guard columns up front, and then you can just like attack the Vanguard. It's like, yeah, this guy has to drop a lot of cards just for that. And I can just call two random units to boost their unit just to have that. And plus, with die land, you can just make the play to even boost up, your front row even more, and you can just lock that. And I was like, you're good to go. It's pretty cool. And then when Kenji manages the second time and he beats Chris Lowe, it's like, damn. And then, before that, when Yuri and Guy were on their way and they were stuck, I was like, oh, okay, so they're gonna like get out of the car. But then Guy fakes a knee injury because he wants, Yuri and Kenji to have some alone time. And I think that's a cool bro move that Guy could do. And then, Yuri, she like pretty much ran to the airport. And then by the time she got to the airport, we have like we have the whole airport, almost the whole airport, at least at the Cardfight Vanguard episode, that have been reversed. And I'm like, okay, if I see Kyo here again, I would be pretty like, okay, Kyo, this is more practice for you. These are guys at the airport now. They're not high school students, so they might have a little bit more skill than you, might not. And then when Yuri shows up, she realizes, okay, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, this is gonna hype up the fight between Kenji and Yuri. I hope Yuri has, the brake ride, the brake ride Dayusha. So the brake ride Dayusha, which I'm totally looking forward to. I think that's gonna be a great fight. And I think when they use Dai Kaiser, the brake ride unit, I think Yuri's definitely gonna take it, because I feel like this fight's gonna be in Yuri's favor. It's just that she also has to fight up against, I think she would fight against the Great Natured players first. And I'm thinking like, oh, what are they gonna use in their Great Nature? Is there gonna be reverse units? Are there gonna be even like crazier stuff with Great Nature? I don't know. The sky's the limit right now for the episode, and I'm definitely looking forward to what the next card fights are gonna be in the upcoming episodes. And that's it for at least, your breakdown of the Cardfight Vanguard episode. If there's anything that you guys want to talk about specifically in the episode, you can comment down below with what you think. And now let's get into the local results. Now, local results at Game On, we had about 11, 12 people. It wasn't a lot, but at least there were a couple of new people, which was, a pretty refreshing sight to see. And actually, we had one of our old members, one of our originals, Josh, who actually came back on Saturday and played. And so, it's pretty much with Team Gradelock. We had Ian, Henry, myself, Josh, and Jason as well playing. So we took up almost like about half of all the competitors. And it was pretty cool kind of facing them. And, I still have my incomplete Bermuda PRISM build. I'm still missing one more Celtic, and missing one more Celtic and one more Vert. And then after that, I'm done. I'm good. I'm good to go. And I think that really cost me a few of the games that happened in there. But I thought it was a pretty good fight. I broke even 2-2. First game I went up against Jason, who I beat, and then second game I went up against Ian, who I lost to because of he managed to beat me because I was in Gradelock and I got a draw trigger, so I was like, all right, cool. And then he attacked me again. I should have guarded because I had a lot of zeros in my hand, and I damage checked the grade 3 that I could have saved myself from Gradelock. So that was a mistake on my part. And then third game I went up against Miguel, who was another recent new one who's been kind of coming in for Vanguard, and he was playing D end. And first game when I crit him, first round it was draw trigger, heal trigger. Second time was a draw trigger, heal trigger. So it's like, you really can't do anything like that. He already had so much advantage. And he actually used striking. He used striking on the Vanguard and had DN coming in, swinging for 16 by himself with the next critical. So I was like, I need to get a perfect guard, or at least guard this guy, because I can't afford to have him stand up again with even like possible another critical. And so I pretty much got beat down by that. And then fourth game, I went up against this one of the new guys actually, and he was playing the Zeal build, and I beat him. I just managed to get my triggers in, and he wasn't able to get his off. He was actually running the Zeal build. However, I felt that it would have been better if he called his rear guard so he can minus my Vanguard for a lot more, because he was only able to have like 2 or 3 rear guards out, which doesn't really make that much of a difference. It's just minus 2, 3k. It's not as effective as minus 5 or 6k. I thought that he was pretty good, and I think that he should probably put in like maybe just tech and two crits in there, and keep the rest in stands and draws. But he was at least a pretty good guy from what I had, and I thought I did pretty well. And then you know I know that for next week I definitely have to get those last two units so I can finally make this. Okay, this is gonna be a legit deck, and I can do what I need to. Um, I think one of the good things that one of the things that I should do is that I should probably take out Labrador. I don't know. I was thinking of just putting like 8 grade 3s and just 11 grade 2s, and take out like one Celtic or something like that, and then I should able to put in uh that fourth vert. I like the SP version of vert. So if you guys have an SP vert, please PM me and I will try my best to make something happen. In other news, we actually have some other hype moments for extra boosters. Now, after the Mystical Magus, which shows how OTT can be a complete good, a completely competitive deck. Now we have more support for Nova Grappler and Kagero. But Nova Grappler, oh dear, we're gonna have cross rides for Ashura Kaiser, and we're gonna have a cross ride unit for Sternblock Cougar. At least those are what the rumors are going on. So I think that's gonna be pretty cool, because especially with Sternblock Cougar, if he's going to be getting a cross ride unit, this is going to be the first ride chain to ever get a cross ride unit, which is insane in that matter. And then in terms of Ashura Kaiser, I'm so glad that I still have my SP Ashura Kaiser, because I think that the cross ride unit for that is going to be so broken. I hope that it's going to be like when you drive check a grade 3, you stand 2 units instead of 1, which is going to be so broken. And then we also have a Kagero extra booster that's coming out, and they're gonna put in the grade 4 that was used in the manga. And apparently the skill that has there was that it negates the effects of your opponent's triggers. So that means that if you put down one of pass, that opponent won't be doing a good drive check, because even if it gets a critical trigger, there's no boost, there's no critical, it's just dead, and all you need is the minimum to do one to pass, and you don't have to worry about them luck sacking you. And I think this is going to really put Kagero and Nova Grapplers on the map in terms of competitiveness. I think that's definitely going to be a good fight into the right direction. I do like the way that they're going, and I think that it's going to definitely add more, competitive to the meta. So it's not just Eradicators, it's not just, it's not just Eradicators, not just Liberators. It's just a lot more, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. And in other Cardfight Vanguard news, actually, in other news, I actually have 2 box openings. One of our teammates, Jason, he bought 2 boxes of the Madoka Magica Waste Swords booster box, and I'm going to be uploading those episodes later on today. But I want to make sure I can get the Unlocked Week episode up first, and it's going to be a pretty epic box opening. So I hope you can stay tuned for that. We haven't had time to record a match, but the plan is for next Saturday, instead of going to Game On, we were thinking about heading over to Gamer's Gambit and check out the competition there. We just want to see how it is, if it's going to be anything new, or, I wonder how that environment is going to be in comparison to Game On. I think that, Game On is a great local that, we definitely had some good times there. I just want to try out to expand our scope and try out our other locals, just to see how Team Gradelock can do. And plus we can promote our channel as well, so we can try and gather viewers for this as well. So what we can do right now is that we're looking forward to going to Gamers Gambit on Saturday. I want to see what we can do. And plus also, I'm also building up a Dark Irregulars deck. I've also picked up I still have my Amon, I still got my 2 Dorians. I also picked up 2 more Flotation Succubus, so I need 1 more, and then I'll be able to kind of keep going with it. I'm definitely, I want to make this Dark Irregular deck so I can kind of get used to it. I'm thinking for my grade 3 lineup, I do like the Demon World Marquis Amon, because he's just great by himself, and plus, he can be swinging for insane numbers by himself, so you don't need that much of a good rear guard to boost him. And plus, since I'm going to be running the Succubi actually, and just kind of keep soul charging, I'll be able to at least do that. I do like how the Flirtatious and the Courting Succubus is that when Vanguard Rearguard soul charge 1, no matter what. And then you have the other Succubus where if the unit it boosts hits, I get the Soul Charge one as well, which is great because at least I have a lot, and plus I can save up the Counter Blast for gameplay changes, like putting in Gwyn the Ripper. Because when Gwyn the Ripper, you have that rear guard retire power, it automatically puts you on the map. And plus with Demon World and Marquee, it's even better with what he has. I think for the other grade 3, I actually want to run Dark Lord of the Abyss. I think he's a pretty good card, even though it's Counter Blast 2, Soul Charge 2, and then he gains that much for per unit. But he is an 11k Vanguard, that what makes him so good. Although I do like also the other grade, some other grade 3s. I think No Life King is definitely it's unless you have damage and flippers or anything like that, you won't be getting that Mega Blast or that insane insane charge move just for that. I think that it's definitely not needed. I think it's just a good tech card to have just in case you haven't used it yet. I think there's Dark Lord of the Abyss, and then there's Beelzebub. Beelzebub was an interesting grade 3 that I pulled, and of course if you have 8 or more in the soul, he automatically becomes an 11k, which is definitely good. With King of Beelzebub, it just says that when this unit attacks, if the Dark Regular Soul is 6 or more, pay the cost, and then I can choose 2 of my other Dark Regular units, and they get plus 3k until end of turn. That's actually pretty good. I do like that. I think it's really good how that Beelzebub can give plus 6k to his field and like help those guys hit those magic numbers, which is great. So I was thinking maybe Demon World of Makiyamon is probably good, but I'm probably gonna be running Beelzebub and Dark Lord of the Abyss as well, and then from there I'll be able to at least put in my grade 1s. I don't know. I like how the Vlad Specula Perfect Guard is, but I also do like the March Rabbit, because they are like both Perfect Guards look amazing in their fan art, and I think that's definitely something that I would probably pick up. I'll probably pick up the other Dark Regular decks just so I can see how I can do. I think that they're an amazing deck and that they can definitely make some good plays. Yeah, I'm trying to think like what else I can probably bring up. I haven't like bought much in the Kaijudo lately. I've actually been busy with just Waste Schwartz and Vanguard, and it was pretty good. Actually, I was actually suggested by Henry, our leader, that I should probably put up a trade binder myself. So you probably expect a video like that later on today. Just feel free to PM the YouTube channel Team Gradelock in case you have any offers. Just make sure you specify in the message that you want to talk to either AlphonZeus or Henry, so at least we can get that out of the way. And I guess that's it for this episode of Team Gradelock Unlocks the Week. I hope that you enjoyed this episode very much. If there's any particular topics that you do want to talk about for next week, feel free to comment down below. Don't forget to also like and subscribe to our channel so we can keep growing and keep doing videos like this. That's it for your Team Gradelock Unlocks the Week. I'm your host, AlphonZeus. I hope you guys had a good time, and I will see you guys next time.